Okay, so this is the Moodle page, and the Moodle page is really important. I put every assignment there so you can see it, see when it's due, and so on. A lot of assignments you're going to be turning in, like lab reports, you'll be turning in on Moodle. Except for today, there'll be a pre-lab quiz before you come to lab, which you'll take on Moodle. So lots of things on Moodle. Now, what I'm showing you is different than what you see because I'm the teacher. I can change it to student view, but the thing is, things like this first thing, the syllabus, notice there's two of them. One's for Physics 151 students and one's for Physics 152 students. If you look at it, you only see the one that's for you. When I look at it, I see them both as grayed out and so on. But you have the syllabus up here at the top, so you can always look at that. The schedule, so you can look what's coming up. The integrity policy, the lab grading rubric, that's telling you how the labs are going to be graded. So I'll talk a little bit more about that after we have our pretest. And the course assessment rubric, that's how I am assessing student learning and how well the course went. So you'll see in there, it actually is good to look at that because it tells you about some questions you'll have on the exams. I'll be having specific exam questions to learn about something in your learning so you can look and see, hey, what is he telegraphing by looking there. The textbook, you'll notice here there are links for different textbooks because of the two different classes. Physics 251 students, we're following the schedule of the 151 textbook. But there is no calculus in that textbook, so that's why you have the second textbook that has the calculus stuff. So you kind of have two textbooks, one that is following the right order, one that we're doing a little jumping around in. That's the best I can do there. Okay, now, the reading quizzes. I can't blame students because the good students went ahead and registered right away with Openstack's Tutor, and because they did that, we can't use the integration, which is overall probably for the better because I didn't have any experience with how the integration works and no practice with it. So at this point, everybody needs to do it the old-fashioned way. That is, you click the link right here. Not that link. Okay, so don't do that, okay? Got it? As long as we got that straight. This one down here that says create the OpenStack's Tutor account. To create the OpenStack's Tutor account, you click on that one, and then that will bring you to the place where you create it. Notice it has enter your school ID number to join your course as the second step. For that second step, your school ID number is the 6-digit number you use to log into Moodle and everything else. Make sure you get that right because that's how I identify this is you when I download the grades. So if that's wrong, I have a problem identifying who you are. It is a $10 payment. You can actually wait 2 weeks for the payment. You have a trial period. So I always recommend doing that just, in case you decide, oh, wait, got to go home this semester or whatever, I mean, no one would decide they don't like physics. So that's not an option there. So you create your account there. Once you... Mira seemed to disagree with me. Once you've created your account, then you log in, and I think it will look similar to what I see. I was looking at, oh goodness, I don't know my password. Hopefully you guys know your passwords better than me. You know who knows my passwords? LastPass. Oh, good. Okay, I don't have my iPhone with me. I can't get through that second level. All right, I won't log in today. I won't log into me forever. Sorry about it. So you log in, it'll show you a calendar, and there are two types of assignments there. There's the ones that say RQs. Those are the ones that you need to do. There are the ones that say SHWs. Those are supplemental. Those will not be graded at all. They're there for you to practice. I will be reviewing those for helping me decide what questions to make for the exams. So there is some value there, but if it's taking you, like one person was saying, it took an hour and a half to get through half of the reading quiz last night. The goal was 15 minutes for that, so I'm really worried. There's 3 times as many questions. Last year, I swear I had 1 question per section, but now it defaults and I can't change it to 3 questions per section. So that's 3 times as many questions as I thought you were going to have. So let me talk about the reading quiz questions. The reading quiz questions, if we look at the syllabus, the reading quiz questions here, it says here that, I have a highlighter tool, but I don't know where I put it, so I'm not going to find it. For the reading quiz questions, you answer a text box first. That text box is, according to research in student learning, if you have to try to organize and think of what you think the answer is, and then you look at a list of answers and choose the correct one, you learn a lot more than if you just look at the list of answers and choose the correct one. So the goal here is for your learning, and that's why there's the 2 steps for every question, almost every question. There's some that won't. Right? There's some that are true, false. Well, did you really need to answer true before you check true? Probably not. But for most of them, you have that, and it's not graded. But I will periodically go through and spot check to make sure people are actually putting in thoughtful answers. It's really easy to just, like I had somebody last year, to just put B, the letter B, and went on. It saves you time because you're not thinking, but it also doesn't really help you with the learning part that we're looking for. So I'll be spot checking just to make sure, and if students have nonsense or non-related answers, then I will adjust their grade accordingly. But if you have a thoughtful answer, it's not going to be graded if that thoughtful answer is correct or wrong, because the idea is for you to put that thought in. What is graded right or wrong is your answer when you get the multiple choice. So in other words, don't sit there and freak out. I've got to answer this one correctly. Think it through and answer what you think it is and go on. And then for the multiple choice, that's the one you're graded on. And if it's consistently taking you, let's say if it's taking more than a half hour, let me know, right? I don't want to dominate your time. You have lots of other classes. So if it's taking too much time, let me know and I'll see what I can do, because I'm a little worried, like I said. So the reading quizzes, the first reading quiz is due by 10:55 a.m. tomorrow. That's 5 minutes before class time tomorrow. So make sure that tonight you get that done. And as I found out looking at with a student this morning, it says that there's like 48 pieces in my grading report for this assignment. I was like, 48? It's 7 sections. If it's 3 questions per section instead of 1, that still only comes out to 21 questions. But apparently the other sections it brings you to the textbook pages, then it takes you to the questions. So that's why I think it had 48 sections. Obviously 48 is just a scary number to me. I was hoping to be less than 10. Okay, any questions about the reading quiz part? Remember, you don't have to pay the $10 now. You can go to the bookstore and for another $7.95, so for $17.95, you can have it charged to your college account. Generally speaking, you don't want to do that because that's a huge percentage of the overall price. But for some people, that's what they're going to have to do. Then there's the homework. And the homework is done on Expert TA. The Expert TA assignment that's due tomorrow, due by 11:59 p.m. tomorrow, is just an orientation assignment that makes sure you know how to put in numbers and how to work through the homework site. And there will be a homework assignment for every lecture. The first lecture didn't have any real physics, hence it makes sense to have no real physics for that first homework assignment. Okay, so Does everybody know how to get to the Expert TA site and register? Has anybody had problems trying to register with Expert TA? You have. Let me explain what I think could be a problem and tell me if that's it, if there's something else. I have it set so you have to be on the roster. And you might not have been on the roster actually when I set it up. I'm not positive. I think you are. So it has your ID number and your Union College email address, and those have to match for it to let you join up. So yours might just be that. I'll have to check.
I got my email and it just said like invalid, so I don't know.
Okay, so I'll check on that.
I just went on there and the class wasn't there. Like before, I know when I did Expert TA, I would click on the physics or whatever, and I just didn't see it. So
did you click this link here?
Which link?
Actually, well, the easiest way at this point is to go to Moodle. And in Moodle, that's not Moodle. Actually, yeah, it is Moodle. It'll just get there. If you go to Moodle and you click this link here, it will take you to register for this class.
Okay.
And then once you've registered, then the one above, just the Expert TA, is the one to go to.
On the Expert TA homework.
Okay. Because you have to go and register first. And once again, you can do a 14-day free trial before you have to pay. And unless they have changed something since last year, once you see it start the 14-day trial, you can't get out of it. You can't pay until it ends. And then you have to pay or you won't be doing any more homework. It's kind of draconian. You better have that credit card ready, So I wanted to make sure that those two things are clear. Now, last thing to make sure is clear before we do our pre-test is today's lab. How are you going to turn that in? We have here assignments, reading quiz, laboratory. So here is the laboratory assignment for today. And so I click on that and it's going to bring this up. And I want to, I'm not a student, so I don't have the right view. If I change this to view as a student, it will actually, come on, baby. It will actually change so it looks right to you. Okay, so you have here add submission. So you'll click add submission. I'll have to change that. It's set for Tuesday instead of Thursday. Could be by fault. So all you have to do is have a single file, a single PDF file, and you can drag it into here, or you can click a button up here to find it with, whoops, that's not the right one. Must have been this one then. To find it using the normal method of finding a file on your computer. I prefer the drag and drop. Unfortunately, I have this set up in tablet mode, and when it's in tablet mode, you can't actually do the drag and drop normally. But you upload it here, click upload the file if you did it this way, or if you just did the drag and drop method, click save changes, and it's submitted. The biggest problem people have is how do they get their lab report in PDF format, right? Well, in the lab guide, at the beginning, it has instructions on using the copy machines on campus to copy it as a PDF document. So you can go, using those instructions, you can go to the copy machine like down the hall here in the copy room. There is a little copy card that you can use that gives you access to this function. You slap that on there to log in. You tell it to send it to your email address. If you do two sides of the paper, which I do, make sure you switch it to two-sided. And you scan it, scans the document, emails it to you, and then you have a PDF document that you can submit. If you need to mix, bring in more pages for PDFs, like you have this PDF file, oftentimes you're going to save some PDF documents on the computer as you're doing the lab. Then I recommend using PDF tools, which I gave you a link to combine PDF documents into one. If you have an Apple computer, it's actually just built into the preview program. It makes it so you can just drag a page in and combine them. But I do want them all in one document. It makes it much easier for us when we do the grading if it's one document. So If you have technical problems with the PDF stuff, come talk to me privately because it works a lot better that way than trying to explain it all at once. So that will be due Thursday at 11:55 p.m., not Tuesday as it says right now. Question?
Where did we get those lab manuals?
The lab manuals, okay, if I was as responsible as the copy center, they would already be in the bookstore. But I sent it to them last night about the same time that I posted it to Moodle. So right now it is here on Moodle on the class page. And they told me that they will have them in the bookstore this afternoon. So it could be after you finish the pretest, you could run over there and probably pick it up already. They're that efficient. Where is it? Physics Lab Guide Lab 1. So there's the, I don't want to download it, but the first part of the lab guide and Lab 1 instructions. And then the rest of them, yeah, you get the lab guide at the bookstore. And yes, I saw that Ryan has printed out that section, so at least one person found it, yeah. Any other questions before we get started? Leslie?
So we're doing this and lab 1?
Yes.
So are we just going to go off and print it or try to get it in the library and then come back? Or?
Oh, you're talking about the instructions?
Yeah. No, the lab 1.
Yeah. How many people received email notifications of my announcements? That's a surprisingly small number of 0. Maybe 1. I did send announcements, so everybody, they're supposed to have been received as emails. I'll have to look into why you didn't all get that. Because, yeah, I was like, here's the information. And I sent one that tells you, when all the assignments are due this week and when class meetings are, so there'll be no confusion. You can look at the announcements in the top of Moodle and verify the things that I put there that should have been emailed to you. And I'll check and see why those didn't. Okay, this here is a 30-minute pre-test assessment test. Please do not write on these. I need to collect them when we're done. So all your writing should just be on your form like this. There is a little number bubbled in there so that when I scan it, it assigns it to you. Just make sure it does have your name on it. And go ahead and start when I give them to you. Yeah, this is closed book. You shouldn't need a calculator or anything like that. It's just testing your understanding of basic force ideas in physics. And as I said, this is to see what is coming in. Somebody quipped that that was nothing. That could be. I try to teach the class assuming that you come in knowing nothing, so that way I don't leave anyone behind. And at 10 till 3, we will have to finish up the test.